In 1984, Honda opened a lawnmower factory in Swepsonville, North Carolina, a Japanese company building machines in America at a moment when most Americans still assume Japanese products were cheap copies of better things made elsewhere. Within 10 years, Honda had the most trusted walk-behind mower in America. Dealers described customers who refused to buy anything else. Mechanics who said Honda engines were the only ones they never had to rebuild. Homeowners who ran the same machine for 25 years without a major repair. Honda built 38 million power equipment products in that North Carolina factory over 40 years. And then, in September 2023, quietly ended production of gas-powered lawnmowers after 4 decades. The factory is still open. The workers still report every morning. But the machine that made Honda's outdoor reputation is gone, replaced by all-terrain vehicles, battery-powered equipment, and a bet on a future that has not fully arrived yet. This is the story of how a Japanese company taught America what a reliable lawnmower felt like, and what happens when the machine that built your reputation becomes the machine you have to leave behind. On August 6, 1984, Honda opened the doors of its Swepsonville, North Carolina plant. The facility stretched across 650,000 square feet, an ambitious scale for a company still considered an outsider in American lawn care. At the ribbon cutting, executives and local officials stood alongside a workforce drawn from Alamance County, ready to build something new. That first machine was the HR 194 walk-behind mower. It arrived with a steel deck, a simple recoil start, and a reputation Honda had yet to earn in the US. One built on the promise of low maintenance, long-running engines. Dealers watched closely, unsure if American homeowners would trust a Japanese-built mower assembled on their own soil. But the HR 194 set a standard from the start. Owners recall running the same mower for decades, often with nothing more than routine oil changes and blade sharpening. For the workers on the line, each HR 194 was proof that reliability could be manufactured, not just claimed. The plant itself became a symbol of this philosophy, a place where every bolt and weld carried the weight of Honda's reputation. What began as a cautious experiment would soon become the foundation for a new definition of quality in American yards. By the early 1990s, Honda's reputation for reliability was no longer just a promise. It was being proven in garages and on lawns across America. In 1993, the H1011 riding mower arrived, giving homeowners a compact machine powered by an 11 horsepower, 337 cubic centimeter engine that ran with little complaint year after year. Mechanics recall these early riding models coming in for nothing more than belt replacements and oil changes, a sharp contrast to the more temperamental competition. 2 years later, the Harmony series introduced the hydrostatic transmission to the residential market. For many, this meant mowing without ever worrying about a clutch, just smooth variable speed control that rarely needed adjustment. Dealers who once hesitated now found customers returning not for warranty claims, but for tune-ups on machines that had already outlasted their expectations. In the early 2000s, Honda raised the bar again with the HRX 217. Its Nexite polymer deck resisted rust and dents, and the clip director knob let owners switch from mulching to bagging in seconds. The smart drive and roto-stop systems made operations safer and more comfortable. Owners and technicians alike began to talk about these mowers as lifetime purchases, machines that could easily run for 20 years or more. Stories of HRX 217s passing from one generation to the next became common in dealer showrooms and online forums. For many, the Honda badge came to mean a mower that simply worked, season after season, with a level of durability that earned the trust of homeowners and the respect of every mechanic who opened one up. By 2019, the Swepsonville plant stood as the largest power equipment operation Honda had ever built outside Japan. Over 38 million units had rolled off its lines. Walk-behind mowers, riding mowers, snowblowers, generators, tillers, and later, all-terrain vehicles. The scale was almost difficult to grasp. Inside the walls, workers assembled machines bound for every corner of the country, each stamped with the same expectation: it would start, run, and last. Honda's total investment in the North Carolina facility reached $350 million by the plant's 35th anniversary. That figure covered more than just new assembly lines or robotic welders. It included a dedicated plastics department for the Nexite mower decks, a research and development center for engine development, and storage for tens of thousands of parts. The sheer diversity of the product mix, engines for snow in Minnesota, mowers for Bermuda grass in Florida, meant constant adaptation. Plant managers recall running as many as a dozen different models in parallel, with some lines shifting overnight to meet seasonal demand. From the outside, the operation looked seamless. Dealers placed orders, trucks arrived on schedule, and homeowners unboxed machines they expected to use for decades. But behind those numbers lay a quiet pride among the workforce. Every milestone, 10 million, 20 million, then 38 million units, was a reminder of what had been built, not just a factory, but a benchmark for reliability in American yards. The magnitude of that achievement would soon stand in stark contrast to the changes ahead. In September 2023, the last Honda gas mower left the Swepsonville line. The announcement had come nearly a year earlier. Honda would halt all U.S. gas-powered mower production, ending a 40-year run that had shaped the expectations of homeowners, mechanics, and dealers across the country. The decision was not sudden, but the effects were immediate. California's AB 1346 law, which banned the sale of new gasoline-powered lawn equipment starting in 2024, removed a major market almost overnight. As stricter emission standards loomed in other states, the cost of compliance for small engines kept rising. Internally, Honda's own sales reports showed a 16.4% drop in mower sales, with more customers turning to battery-powered machines. The company's focus shifted to higher-margin products. A $21.5 million investment retooled the Swepsonville plant for all-terrain vehicle production, while a new plastics department prepared for battery-powered zero-turn mowers. About 600 associates stayed on, many of them with decades of experience building engines and decks. For dealers, the news landed heavily. One longtime shop owner described how the end of the HRX 217 changed his business. Our model was service parts and longevity. Losing Honda gas mowers changed the rhythm of our work. Parts demand for legacy mowers spiked, but the steady flow of new machines and the trust that came with them was gone. The withdrawal was not a retreat, but a redirection, driven by regulation, shrinking demand, and the promise of new markets. Yet for those who had built their livelihoods and routines around the reliability of Honda's gas mowers, the silence on the production floor marked the end of an era. On January 14th, 2026, the first Procision zero-turn battery mower rolled off the line in Swepsonville. This was the product of a $9.7 million investment in new plastics injection molding, designed to support a chassis built for electric drive. Under the hood, 5 48-volt brushless motors replaced the familiar hum of a gasoline engine. Each motor was paired with a modular battery pack, engineered for up to 8 hours of commercial runtime. Though field tests in humid North Carolina summers raised questions about real-world endurance. For professional landscapers, the shift was more than technical. Some stood by the new machines, pointing to the seamless throttle response and the absence of exhaust fumes on long mowing days. Others voiced caution, noting the weight of the batteries and the uncertainty of charging between jobs. Procision's architecture, from its reinforced polymer frame to its digital control systems, signaled a different kind of reliability. One measured not in decades of oil changes, but in hours of silent, emission-free operation. Honda's commitment to electrification was now visible on every freshly cut field, even as old loyalties lingered in the background. Used Honda gas mowers now hold a place in the marketplace that borders on the remarkable. Listings for a well-kept HRX 217 routinely reach $400, sometimes climbing to $1,100 for machines with known service records. Dealers who once relied on steady parts sales for these models now field calls from owners determined to keep their mowers running, even as new inventory dries up. One longtime dealer, surrounded by shelves of blades and carburetors, puts it plainly. Our business model was service parts and longevity. Losing the HRX 217 changed the cadence of our work. On service benches, mechanics still praise the GX engine line as the most reliable in the field. Machines that can run for 20 years or more with only basic care. For homeowners, the Honda badge on a mower means trust, measured not in years, but in decades. As the brand's future turns toward electric drive and digital controls, a quiet question lingers. Can this legacy of trust survive the shift? Or does it belong to another era? Today, Honda's last gas mower leaves Swepsonville as emissions laws tighten and battery sales surge. Yet in workshops and sheds, owners still turn over HRX engines that ran 20 seasons without a rebuild. The future may be electric, but reliability remains the expectation Honda itself defined. Share your thoughts below.